watch here on this pine tree and not get too close. I usually try and leave some grass underneath this pine tree. The deer do like to come lay underneath that, so I try and leave some of that there. I did mow some of it down, but I try and leave a lot of it there for them, so that's about as close as we'll get to that pine tree now. Come up with a place where I can put this thermos and it stay attached and not be sliding all around, knocking onto the floor. It's the only thing I have to say that I'm not crazy about with this RK55. I don't have anywhere to put this. The cup holder on the other side over here isn't big enough for this to fit in. So if you want to have water or something out here with you, I have a Mountain Dew sitting over there in the, and this isn't sponsored, so I have a Mountain Dew sitting over there in the cup holder and my jug of water sitting here. I really wish I had a place that I could actually mount it and it would stay put, but I don't. So I just set it over here right beside me. Hopefully that camera out back is getting some good pictures. Expect these fields to be perfect. My one neighbor right up the street here, he uses a finish cut mower on his. He's not ever planning on doing anything with them. He just mows them down. That's all he does. So mine, the brush cutter, it doesn't give you the rotary cutter. Some people yell if you say brush hog. The rotary cutter doesn't give you like a perfect manicured. There's a lot. You should be able to see out here, there's a lot that you end up missing. I'm okay with that. I don't have an issue with it. Gotta watch here on this pile of logs, make sure I don't catch. That's about as close as I can get to that too. So, but anyhow, I don't have an issue with it not being perfectly manicured. There's pieces that you're gonna miss and stuff like that, but that's okay. I'll get them the next time I come out. It won't be that long now before I come back out again and hit this all one more time. There's a piece I mowed out front with the brush hog there last week, and just yesterday ended up having to hit it again because the grass has been growing that much. So we've been getting a lot of rain here this past week, so we definitely needed it. And then oddly enough, last night I was on my way home looking at the creek that runs down through down here and thought, wow, that creek is really low. So I don't know where all the water's been going. Apparently it just ran right off or didn't sink in at all because creeks are low. Hopefully we don't have issues this summer with running out of water or anything like that. So far since I got this place, I haven't had those issues. I wish I had some wood here to knock on. Hopefully we can keep it that way. We don't have that issue. Oh, somebody made a point too that maybe I should explain what food plots are for the wildlife and stuff like that. Since I mentioned about the food plots being down there, this field down here that we're coming up on that I don't mow is sort of separates the pasture from where the food plots are. Food plots, if you don't know, those are designed, it's sort of like a buffet for wildlife. So you take all the things that they like to eat, sort of condense it down and put it into one area, and it gives them a place to go to where they can get natural food, but it's sort of condensed into one area, if that makes sense. So it's sort of like going to a buffet for a deer or a bear or a turkey or raccoon. I tell you, the food plots that we put in so far, I have seen literally, I think every animal that I know of that is in this area in the food plots at one point in time. I've seen deer in there, I've seen bears in there, coyotes, fishers, rabbits, squirrels, groundhogs, I mean everything. I can't think of any animal that hasn't been in those food plots. So it's not that it's just beneficial for deer or anything like that. It's actually beneficial for everything. Usually I end up squaring off my corners here because when you're making a turn and you get that swing with that brush hog back there in the back, you miss it a lot. So usually I'll wind up squaring off my corners. Just makes it a lot easier. I actually did talk to my son-in-law. I'm not sure if you watched one of his last videos here on rototilling up the food plots or not, but originally I thought we were going to wait until fall and then rototill up the other piece, but the mind was changed. Now he would prefer to have it all rototilled up right now, so I don't know if I'll have time this week whenever I'm off, but if I can get this brush hogging done at least, I'll switch the brush hog back out, put the rototiller back on, and then next week after work some night or over the weekend on my one day off or whatever, hopefully soon I'll get back to where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to have 2 days off every weekend, but usually we're short-handed people when that doesn't happen, so hopefully soon though I can make that happen again. But yeah, we'll get out here, get that all rototilled up. I mean, actually from up here, even that piece that I rototilled up last week that you guys just watched the video on, if you watched the video, and if you didn't watch the video, why didn't you watch that video? Go watch it. It's on there. Go watch it. Alright, but anyhow, the ones that we rototilled, they're right down over the hill here from me. I can look down in there and I can see green coming up already. So it's already growing back, so it's going to need re-tilled back up again also. The next rototilling video though, hey, I did figure out how to get a camera mounted to the back, so you'll be able to hopefully get some better shots. I didn't figure it out the last time. That was my own stupid fault because it was actually really simple. We won't say how, but it was really simple. But anyhow, now that I got that fixed up, there's a camera back here watching behind for the brush hogging, so hopefully it's catching some good video, and we'll do the same whenever we do the rototilling for the next time. But yeah, looking down there, let me see if I can spin you guys so you can see. Yeah, no, not gonna work, so forget it. Sorry. It's not super green. You wouldn't be able to see it from here anyhow, not through the camera, but I can see it from up here. There's definitely some green in there, so it's definitely growing back again already. Now up at this end, this is some thick grass right here. Trying to stay out away from this pine tree. There's two little pine trees. One's down there by the food plots, and then one's up here on top of the hill. I keep thinking about taking them out just because they're like right out in the middle of the way, but at the same time, I really like them, so I want to leave them. I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, if they die, I won't replace them. We'll just cut them down and remove them then, but as long as they're still alive, I'm gonna leave them there. Now, if you're wondering why we're jetting out around this area right here, that's that area I was talking about. I need to get up here. Whenever they were doing the logging, they dropped some trees right there. And yes, I know I have the gravel on and I can pick them up right this second and then that whole piece down, but right now I'm trying to get this mowing done. We'll worry about that later on. That'll be towards the end, cleanup. I usually break this up. This is the biggest section, the section that we're doing right this second. I honestly don't know how much it is. 9-10 acres, somewhere in that neighborhood right here in this little section that we're doing. And there's different sections out across the bottom and different sections in the middle that I do mow. So like I said, this is the biggest section right here. That's why I wanted to start on this one, try and get as much of it done as I can. I know I'm not going to get it all done today. There's a little festival going on up in the town that I live close to. So my niece and her husband, they're going uptown tonight and they invited me to go along. The past couple nights here I spent with my kids doing some t-ball games and stuff like that. So trying to make sure I don't get too close to those logs. Some of those logs are pretty long. Stick out there in the grass further than what the other ones do, and if you're not paying attention, you'll run right over them. So my neighbor up here, he does a lot of hay and stuff like that. He does good horse hay. Look like he's came up and cut anything yet though this year, but right now I sort of wish that wind was blowing the other direction. Normally when I get mow here, I get lucky and the wind's blowing from that direction down that way. What that does is take my seed and blows it back over top of my property. Unfortunately right now it's blowing from this side to that side, so what it's doing is taking my seed and blowing it up over the hill onto my neighbor's property. Not that I have an issue with that, but I know he has good horse hay, and I don't want whatever's in here that has gone to seed. If there's any weeds or anything like that, I don't want those seeds going up there and getting into his field and causing him issues. I'd love to say that my fields are nice and smooth and there's no bumps or anything, but as you can probably tell, that would be totally wrong. There are definitely lots of bumps.